Yeah, that's a good nugget right there. I have so much respect for Purdue and Paint and what he's built here, and yet I'm really, really proud of our guys. There was a toughness that you have to beat one of Matt's teams, and Paint does such an unbelievable job. And I don't know if you ever can count on going 9 of 10 to start the second half, but I thought our guys executed. You get a little concerned when they get 3 offensive rebounds on the first possession, and but I was ecstatic at half. We played so long without Georgie. We had crazy lineups in there that we don't normally have, and we had to play Jermaine Hamlin a little bit and give us a few minutes, and we played DeMonte at the 4, and Allen's unfortunate situation, which in no way, shape, or form, he apologized to their young man. We don't condone any of that, and that's not part of anything we're trying to do in our program. So, but I was proud of our guys, and then I thought the key to the game was our attention to detail on the scouting report, to hold them to 3 of 8 from the 3-point line was huge. They make 9.8, I think, at home, and we knew that we felt like it would be very challenging for them to make enough twos to beat us. So that was a big part of our game plan, and Jen had the scout and had our guys dialed in on it.
Brad, I think Kofi started 3 for 7. What changed for him for the obviously caught fire late?
Well, you should take Io to dinner. 11 assists, and most of those were lobs to him, and there was his activity on the glass got him a few easy baskets as well. Kofi's a load, and I don't think there was any one thing. I think it was Georgie on the court helps him, especially when Georgie's making threes. But we tried to play a lot in the middle third of the floor and get him rolling to the rim, and he's a ton when you do that.
Brad, that Griffin ejection, what did you tell him, and what would you tell your team? Because that could have seemingly changed the game, and it did for a little bit. But
well, I told him to go locker room, and then I moved on, and there wasn't any. I just said, you always have to overcome things in the game, and we were going to have to overcome that, and people were going to have to step up and take that role, and that'll be something we'll talk about a little more tomorrow.
At 4:39, Purdue's on a run to get under 10 points. You call a timeout sort of a textbook coaching move, and it changed everything. What did you say in the timeout?
Toughness. I said, this is what we're about. This is what we're made for. There's a reason we practice hard. There's a reason we challenge you and stress you in practice. And for these moments when the crowd gets in it and it's connectivity and togetherness and toughness. And I said, that's what we have to do right now. We got to have a great possession. Let's execute, and then let's go down the other end and get a stop. It's really that simple.
I think maybe Io's been building to a game like this almost. He's led the team in assists last year, but just what has maybe changed, but just come out of him as a playmaker, both as a scorer and for his teammates.
Well, I think the one thing is, we're doing a better job of putting him in the right places, and Trent at the point. Trent had a couple turnovers tonight, so he got 2 turnovers in the last 7 games. That's relieved a lot of stress from Io, but it's put him in a position where he's not having to necessarily play with the ball. As he brings the ball up the court, he's got movement before it, triple threat before it, and then we've got guys making shots. You don't get 11 assists without people stepping up and making shots, but his reads are great. And Io's becoming an elite closer, and not just with his shooting, but with his passing, and guys he's putting on it where guys can make the right plays.
Brad, way in the back. You mentioned Trent there. He had only 7 shots, but he had a season high 21 points. Just how valuable was that in pulling out the win today?
I mean, the kid's been in the gym a lot in the last 10 days shooting balls and trying to get going. And I always felt like when Trent and I get going, you know, we've got a whole nother level to get to offensively. Yeah, I mean, Trent has the ability to make hard shots. And not a lot of people have that ability. So he can have a guy right in him. I mean, he had one off and out of bounds play that was in and out. The guy's right in his jersey. And Trent enjoys that. He relishes having a guy in his face and has that ability. So, but yeah, it's helped our team so much. And then what he does defensively is elite.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about what he did on the defensive end, taking Stevanovic completely out of what he wanted to do. At what point did you kind of understand that Trent was your guy, you know, that you could hand in somebody and say, that's your guy, shut it down?
Yeah, I think he's built to it over the course of his career. I mean, it sure wasn't his freshman year. We tried to hide him his freshman year. But I think it speaks to his pride and his character and who he is as a person. He wants to win. And now he's got that feeling of, you know, he can guard anybody. And, you know, to run as much as he runs, and, you know, if you know Trent never gets tired. And tonight he actually has to come out of a game. So that's the first time all year. So he had his hands full, and they picked him up full court and faced that for 33 minutes and 50 seconds. He deserves a good night's sleep.
Right in the back. You guys have talked so much about defending home court. Road teams coming into tonight just 7-42 on the season. What is your second road win in for you guys?
Well, it's a nugget, no doubt. You know, especially here. You know, it's the best league in the country. I think 12 teams in the top 40. There's no easy ones. I hope it means we're developing an identity of toughness, and that's what it takes to win. On the road, it's so hard in this league. You know, and we just got to keep building. We got to keep growing. We got to become tougher. We can't give up 3 offensive rebounds in the first possession. Those are little things that we swing momentum, and those are things we talk to this team about a lot. But you know, we're not going to have those nights where we shoot 75% or whatever it was in the second half. You're going to have to grit it out like we did against Rutgers, shooting 29% per game. And those are the ultimate toughness things that we're trying to get to.
Brad, outstanding games from Io, Kofi, and Trent. Does it feel like the 3 of them and the team as a whole have gone to another level?
Oh, I mean, in certain phases, I think so. If you'd asked me that after the Northwestern game, I would have said no. But I think it shows what we can become. It's a hard place to play. It was a loud building, and I thought we did a good job of neutralizing that, and yet it was a credit to our guys because we've been able to grow through that and grow to that point. So I hope we see that and can really continue to grow.
Coach talked about how much you admire this program, what it's built on. What does it say to you to do what you did for them on the glass, and then have their players say afterward, you know, they out-toughed us?
There's no greater compliment. There's no greater compliment. All you can ask is for an opposing coach or an opposing player to say, you guys played really, really hard, and you out-toughed us. And you know, execution is fleeting. Shot making is fleeting. That's all for you guys to write about and talk about. But as coaches, that's substance, and that's the substance we want our program to be about. And you know, I was very fortunate. You know, I was in Myrtle Beach recruiting and got to sit and talk with Coach Katie for a while at an event. And, you know, and I've gotten to know Coach over the years through Coach Huggins, and you understand what this program's built about, and you know there's a reason why this program's been so successful. So for them to say that means a lot.
Brad, about a month or so ago, you questioned maybe some leadership on your team. How much has that changed, if at all? How have you seen it change?
No, I think it's a collective group. I don't think there's been any one person. I think that the challenges come in practice in terms of staying connected. I think our staff has done an unbelievable job of doing that. You know, we've tried to We've tried to prepare these guys, and we've talked ad nauseum about, trying to win when you're don't make baskets and toughness, and that's been the theme. And so I think everybody's kind of buying into that. And Jeremy, at the end of the day, I think one of the biggest things is just role identification, guys understanding their roles and starting to play to those.
2 questions left. Go ahead.
I just want to go back to the idea of just getting another Big Ten road win, obviously just taking sort of a big picture look at it. What's your theory on just why there's been this drastic of a difference between road and home in the league this year? Obviously, you always have the advantage with the fact that it's been this much of a difference.
I don't know. I was with Paint, Izzo, Floyd Williams, and myself, and we were sitting in a recruiting visit and the other night on the road, and trying to figure that out. And they don't have it in the ACC. I think it's the crowds. I think it's the level of coaching. I think some of it is maybe the 3-point line being moved back. I think it's. I wish I knew. The league's got really good players. I think at no other time, maybe in the history of basketball, maybe the Big East back in the day when they got 11 teams in, and the ninth seed in the tournament won the NCAA championship that year. Has there been a league that's more deserving of having 11, 12 teams in the NCAA tournament were that good? I don't have an answer to that. I really don't. I'd like to speculate, but I know it's the fantastic fans and the terrific coaches.
Last one here.
Georgie turned down like 3 just wide open threes in the first half. Was that a halftime conversation? And how big was it for him to make 2 in the second?
Well, I think the one thing he understood that what our game plan was in terms of trying to attack the front of the rim, trying to put pressure on them that way. He's always going to get those shots, and his IQ allowed him to turn down the first one, knowing that the second time it comes around, he may get those. And it shows how good a player he is to set for 17 minutes and then still keep that mojo mentally going so you can knock those down.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
About here, down the hall this way, we'll have Trent, Kofi, and Io.